Welcome back to Dave Knows Comics for another How to Draw session. And today's episode, Dave Knows Wrestling? Well, for those of you who know, I have another channel called Dave Knows Wrestling. And on that channel, I have a show called The Monday Night Wrong. And The Monday Night Wrong features quick little animations from time to time. So I figured, why not show you guys start to finish how I do these little animations. Now, the episode I'm talking about is all about Daniel Bryan. So here I am drawing the wrestler, Daniel Bryan. And as you can see, I start by drawing pretty much the way I usually do with some quick pre-drawing, a gesture session, plotting everything out. So even though I'm doing animation, no big difference here. Now, yes, for those of you also wondering, I do start with pen and paper, or pencil and paper, just like I normally do. I'm not using cell animation right now, for those of you who remember what cell animation is, and nor am I doing this on the computer. I will be coloring on the computer, but I don't start the images from the computer. I still prefer the old-fashioned way. But don't get me wrong, I'm not opposed to drawing on the computer completely digitally. I'm not against that at all. But okay, so all right, here's the rough outline. So I have Daniel Bryan. I got his face pretty much where I want it, so I'm going to start drawing. Now, the idea of this episode is Daniel Bryan's supposed to possibly, maybe be secretly creepy. For those of you who don't know, the Monday Night Wrongs are just sketches. They're not, they're comedy, kayfabe based. They're not supposed to be taken seriously. They're just, little comedy sketches. They're not anything legitimate. So I'm drawing a crazy Daniel Bryan right now. So I have him with this sinister smile with his mustache really coming out, and he has that crazy look in his eyes. And so that's where this is coming from. So if this doesn't look like for those of you who like wrestling, if this doesn't look like a familiar happy-go-lucky Daniel Bryan, it's because, I'm tying it with the theme of the episode. So, okay, now here's the thing. Now, even though you saw me draw the arms, where the arms are in the pre-drawing, that's just there so I understand what the arms are supposed to look like and where they're supposed to go. As you notice, I took the marker, now I'm finalizing it because using a marker makes it easier when I scan it to the computer. As now that I'm finalizing it, you notice I just drew completely past those shoulder joints where the arms are. So instead, I'm drawing the hair now. Now, why am I doing this? Well, because the arms are going to be animated. So I need this as the foundation, but I'm not going to have the arms there because since I'm going to have them move, they have to be drawn independently. So this is my first step of the process. So I'm just drawing the base. I'm just getting the base down, foundation, drawing a manic Daniel Bryan, and here we go. But this process is far from done, so let's move on to the next phase. And now I scanned the drawing in the computer and I've colored it, and this is what Daniel Bryan looks like when I've colored him. I've also, if you noticed, added a little bit of a highlight to it, as well as adding his logo for this t-shirt that he's wearing. So I added that logo in. I didn't draw that, I added that in. All right, so next phase of the drawing. Okay, good. So now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take another piece of paper and I'm going to put it over it so I can still see the outline of where it is. And I can faintly see where Daniel Bryan's body is, and I'm going to draw the arms accordingly. And this is a little more in line with a more cartoony style than what you're probably used to seeing me do, where I draw more of a comic book-like style. And since I'm just kind of used to doing that, I need to pull it back. Okay, now as you can see, I also have one arm up, one arm down. All right, so now I know this. Now I'm just going to erase these because I'm going to erase the pencil lines because it's going to be, once again, easier for the scanning in the computer for when I color them later on and for the animation process. And I'm going to erase that and move this out the way because now I need to put a marker layer down on the arms, and I don't want to have it bleed through and ruin the drawing underneath. Okay, so here we go. So now, as you notice, I have one arm up, one arm down, where in the pre-drawing I had two arms up. The reason why is because I'm going to have two arms up and two arms down. It's going to start with his arms down and then animate to his arms being up. But why draw it twice? So I'm going to draw it once and just double it up in the computer, therefore giving me two arms. Those are the up arms, and here are the down arms. Okay, moving on. Now the next part of this animation, because there's going to be more than him just raising his arms, pretty boring cartoon if I just did that. So the next phase of the drawing, you'll see the completed animation later on. So now the next part of the drawing, next part of the animation is I'm going to be drawing I'm going to be drawing a female head right here, or at least the top part of it, above the nose, from the nose on up, from the upper lip up. Yeah, that's where I'm going to go. So I'm going to be drawing that. Now, this drawing, you could say it's kind of, sort of, almost supposed to be AJ Lee, the female wrestler AJ Lee, but I'm kind of shooting in the middle of Nikki Bella AJ Lee. I'm just kind of drawing it's a girl who, it looks more like AJ, but I'm kind of going for someone that could be either. Now, I'm drawing this cheekbone. I don't necessarily need it there, and I'm going to be getting rid of it. I just need it there for placement. I just have that line there for the cheekbone. I don't want it there. I'm just having it there as a point of reference. Just like these these hairlines right here that I'm drawing, the little indicators. I'm not going to keep them. I just want them there just to give me a feel. Also to let me know if I need them, because now that I'm looking at them, I'm like, I don't. So, all right, drawing lashes. Now, I know I've gone on length about not drawing individual lashes, but in this cartoony style, I'm doing it. I don't do that for my comic book style because it doesn't look realistic enough. As you can see, I'm doing a much, much more cartoonish look to this character. And cartoony looks I can also do faster. Okay, so that's key. All right, so this is all I need from this drawing. I'm pretty much satisfied with it. I do have to erase the lines here. I'm mostly finished with it. But I do have to make a few changes in the computer. So here we go. I colored it, I added a little bit of highlight, nothing really all that big. But I also did this, just the top of her head, and I also made a different drawing with just the bottom part of her head. You'll see why momentarily. Because the next phase of this drawing is, I'm going to be drawing her brain. That's right, all her brain. Now I'm tracing over it because I want to make sure the proportions are right and it fits. But now I'm just going to be drawing her brain by itself. And it's going to be going into the drawing. Now, the animation that you're going to see is about how Daniel Bryan does mental damage to women. So this is what this drawing is about. Okay, so it's not some grotesque drawing. So I'm drawing cartoon brain, nothing too graphic, nothing too gory. And so here it is. And again, I gotta take the underdrawing out. That way I can marker without worrying about it bleeding through and affecting the page underneath. So gonna tape this in place just to hold it still. And what I noticed here was, while I was inking it, I discovered that there was a little piece right here where I kind of like this effect. I'm gonna just finish inking and then I'm gonna go back. But I liked having a little more weight, if you will, making the line a little thicker, reinforcing it on the right side a little bit more. So you're going to notice I'm leaning on the right a little more. It creates a little shadow on the right side. And it's something I'm going to go back, and when I re-inked all the paper, all the previous drawings, I did that. I added a little more shadow, just added a little more weight. But here's the brain. I scanned it in, colored it pink with a gradient, also added a little bit of highlight to it. And that's the approach I've taken. That's the style I've been doing for these animations. Now, when you take all these drawings that I've scanned in, I put them into the editing software, and this is what you get. I added a swirling background, changed the focus, blurred things out, and of course, animated it. And that's the end result. But it's not the complete end result because I had to add sound effects as well as some voices. And if you want to see this and the other animation, please check out the Monday Night Wrong episode number 18. It's on Dave Knows Wrestling. And thank you for watching Dave Knows Comics. And if you want to see me draw something, let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, Dave Knows.